Hey there guys, a bunch of you have said please do the Rafflesia trial in 15 turns or less without using Emperor, because you don't have Emperor. So we're going to be going to the Rafflesia trial with an Earth team. That being said, we are going to bring 6 units for this clear. But you're still going to get the 15 turn clear in, which gives you the Beast Eater sense, which is the most important reward. This is the party we're going to be using. Now, it is back to the Olive party, but once we get Tulien's upgrade, you can drop Sieghard, because we don't need his field after Tulien gets a 160 imperil, and you can run the exact same team. It'll basically be the same damage, because Sieghard is just here for the field, because we need that, because Tulien does not have his upgrade for a 160 imperil just yet. But again, this trial is pretty hard to do in 15 turns, so that's why you're seeing basically the same few units like, Chizuru, Olive, or Elena, stuff like that. But this time we're not using Chow, and we're not using Emperor, and we're going to get a 15 turn clear in. So, but we do, in order to not use things like Chow or Emperor, we got to kind of bring like Olive back to carry the fight. Anyway, so on turn 1, Maeve is going to... We're not going to provoke ever with Maeve. She's going to immunity buff. That includes charm immunity. We're going to cover, and we're going to do Limitless Ferocity to fill LB gauge. Chizuru will Strong Eastern. We're not going to Wind Imbue. We're going to do Staunch Samurai Spirit. And all those skills together will fill Sieghard's LB, along with the autofill stuff. And we'll use his LB in the shift form to put up an Earth and Peril field. And Tulien will LB as well to put up an Earth and Peril. So currently we don't have a, we've only got a 45% Earth and Peril on the boss. I'm sorry, he's down to 45 resist. It'll be better after Tulien gets his SLB. So we're gonna go ahead and do some just whatever skills on my guy, and the friend will use an LB to put up a gun in peril. Okay, there we go. A little bit of bonus damage on turn 1, not a ton of damage, but whatever. Alright, so hopefully the boss doesn't reflect on turn 1. That'd be a little bit irritating. Also, hopefully he doesn't do the magic buff on turn 1. Thankfully he did neither, so this is going to be super easy. Okay, so Tulien is going to Dispel himself this turn, so we can do SLB next turn. Let's see, Maeve is going to imbue the party with Earth. We'll do a Wild Barrier, and we'll do another Limitless Ferocity to fill LB gauge. We're going to use the Olives to cap here, so this. We're going to use the Focus last, because we're going to do SLB next turn. Now the friend will break, Gunner, cap, and Focus is the last action. And then Chizuru will Plant Pulverizer, and Sieghard will, in the shift form, quadruple Stonera to support chain with Chizuru, because she doesn't have her tags unlocked yet. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Wait just a moment, then do this. Okay, there we go. So the damage is obviously not very good yet. It'll be better in a moment. Okay, so some more attacks. At this point, we don't really care what the boss does. If he does magic buff, whatever, we can dispel it. He didn't, that's great. So Tulien can do a bigger Earth and Peril. That's going to be helpful here. Chizuru can now shift and do her shifted LB. And you see now the boss is at 40% effective resistance, which is very convenient. Let's see. Sieghard, nothing really to do this turn. So he can literally just Kiss of Rebirth for some healing. So let's go ahead and use the LBs of these guys. Now we don't have an LB buff for Chizuru yet, so the damage is not super great. It'll be a lot better on turn 5. Maeve can now whatever. Effective, just never provoke. So effective, natural, and limitless. Yeah, Maeve is currently wearing Sylvie's sword, so that if the boss does a magic buff, Maeve will dispel it for us. Let's see. There's the magic buff, so it is time for Maeve to get rid of that magic buff, please. We don't want to deal with mana drains. Let's see. So Chizuru will tag chain Devastating. Tulien will dispel himself to get rid of his debuffs. you know, damage over time, all that. We'll cap this, and we will cap this damage. Sieghard on turn 4. Now, turn 4 is the last turn of Sieghard's, shifted LB, or shifted form. So we got to reapply the Earth Field, so it stays up for 3 more turns. So let's go ahead and do damage here. 1, 2, chain. Okay, decent chunk of damage. So once again, it's gonna be a little awkward. A little awkward. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and Rage Beast Roar himself. No magic buff on the boss, so Maeve can just put up some buffs again. 2 more turns until we re-imbue. Sieghard's back in the base form, where he is literally worthless in the base form. So we're going to get ready for bursting next turn. So we're going to Cannon Fire as the last action. Okay, so this, wait. Alright, so we're probably going to push the boss. Yeah, this sucks. Oh my god, this sucks. Okay. I guess we just Kiss of Rebirth, whatever. Yeah, Sieghard is a completely dead slot other than the field, and it really sucks. But not much I can do about that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do this. No magic buff. It is not time to imperil yet. We'll go ahead and use Maeve's LB for a barrier. Let's see. So back in the base form with you. Strong, Eastern, and Staunch. And then LBU, LBU. Sieghard, literally nothing to do. We can just Kiss a Rebirth. Okay, so we're gonna push the boss below 50 this turn, which kind of sucks because now the boss is gonna heal. But as you see, we pushed him below 50, and he's gonna heal by 8%, so he's at 46. So it's an overall gain to actually deal the damage there. Let's see, no magic buff, good. Let's go ahead and use this to re-imbue the party. Let's go ahead and, we don't need a wild barrier, so we'll just do natural and effective. On Maeve's, we re-imbued. Tulien can dispel himself. Turn 7. Turn 7 is, let's see, Plant Pulverizer. Olives will cap. And Sieghard will... Is the boss reflecting? He is not. So Sieghard can just, like, support chain. I don't know. Build the chain quicker, whatever. It's something, I guess. Alright. So this is a little bit awkward going into this phase. There's a reflect. When the boss does reflect, make sure you don't try to chain magic on the boss because bad things will happen. So Tulien can just dispel himself again, I guess. Maeve can, kind of whatever. Sieghard can shift next turn. Alright, so this turn we don't have a good imperil field on the boss, so this is going to deal pretty low damage. We're going to get ready for bursting, though. So this, melon, cap, and focus for the SOB next turn. This, melons, cap, and this. Alright, so this, wait. Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit of an awkward middle of the fight phase right now, where we're kind of stuck in this healing back and forth stupidness. But thankfully, we're going to get out of that now. So the boss did do a magic buff, so it's time to get rid of that with Maeve. We can finally shift Sieghard and put his field back up. Thankfully, Tulien's Bracer is more uptime on the these imperil fields and all. Okay, so. Now we can get some big burst in. This. Perfect, perfect. And we'll go ahead and use the focus buff to skip into the next phase next turn. Magic buff again? What a jerk face. So we did magic buff back to back, so we'll just remove it again. No magic buff for you. Alright, now we can do this with you. Let's go ahead and break. Focus. Cannon fire. And this. We're going to go for that big burst. So this, focus, cannon fire, and cap. Sieghard turn 10. We shifted on 9, 10, 11. So turn 12 was the last turn of his whatever. I don't think we can chain on the... Oh, we can't chain anyway. Never mind. Ignore that. So this, wait. SLB. Oh, yeah. Oh, outstanding. We are looking good. Let's go ahead and dispel Tulien. Sieghard can... Kiss of Rebirth, whatever. Okay. And that's probably the end of the boss at this point. Let's go ahead and... Honestly, we'll just tag chain. Plant Pulverizer, and we'll just kill with olives. So, doop. And this. Let's see. Brick. And is it time to imbue? Next turn. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just the end of the boss. There it is, 11 turns. Okay, so, and again, once we get Tulien, I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say it again, Tulien's Bracer lets you drop Sieghard to do an all-mission clear. So here's Tulien's gear. He's the passive provoker with water immunity, death immunity, and then charm and status immunity. Rage Beast Roar, you know, mana refill of Philosophers, Oliveira's card for bigger MP pool. He's literally just here for his SLB, which is a 145 Earth Imperil, and he gets a 160 Imperil soon. Maeve in the shift form is using Sylvie's Sword to remove the attack and magic buff. Other than that, death immunity, and she does with effective strategy. This gives us immunity to all ailments, all breaks, stop, and charm, and mitigation for the party. So that lets us skip charm immunity gearing. Other than that, she just covers, and I gave her 100 water resist. Now, if the boss had ever done the AoE 600% Imperil skill, it would have killed Maeve, and she wasn't maintaining re-raise. So it's a 10% chance the boss does that. If he does it, it's a game over. If he doesn't do it, Maeve is fine. So it's kind of a little bit of RNG there, but we just hope the boss never did it, and he never did. Sieghard is just mana refill, Irene's Ring, and I gave him the Stone Magic so he can chain Bolting Strike. Some Esperfill in case we needed to summon Lakshmi. We never did because we're pretty bulky in this clear. Mana Regen and Call of the Wild, etc. Base form identical. Death immunity with the Genji Shield. And yep, he's just for his field. His field, in the shift form, his shifted LB is a 3-turn, 25% Earth Imperil. It is a trance shift. It's only a 4-turn trance shift. So when you shift, use the LB and use it again on the last turn of the shift for max uptime. Chizuru, base form, pretty similar to the previous builds. There we go. And then shift form is, again, mana regen and, you know, chaining damage versus plants. And then, if you're asking why you're using Titus STMR on Chizuru, it's because it's just a high attack power. It doesn't work on her. It's just a high attack power item. Something like Roos's STMR would be even better, but I don't have Roos. And then Olive is just, you know, LB damage versus plants and just plants. And then the Demoness card. You don't have to have the Demoness card, especially for this clear, because we're more vigilant about removing that attack buff. So if you don't have the Demoness card... Oh, did I show you the Friends build? The Friends build is geared literally identical. So Majesty, completely identical to my build. So thank you for that, Friend unit. And then... wow. Really similar damage. But yeah, as you can see, the Friend geared identical. Pretty similar. There we go. And once Tulien can do... I'm going to stop saying it. I'm going to stop saying it. You get the idea. So there it is. There's the 15 or the 11 turn clear with an Earth team. See you in a bit.